Hey, what is going on, guys? Slick Joe here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the brand new World War II Zombies map, The Darkest Shore. So before we get into that, go down in the comments below and let me know your thoughts on the new map. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Also, make sure to drop a like if you do enjoy this video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. But with that out of the way, let's jump right into it. So, World War II Zombies new DLC 1 map, The Darkest Shore, just came out. Easter egg has already been solved and beaten by multiple people. And overall, I think it's a decent map. Now, when you first start, you're going to land on the beach, and there's going to be this little scene where zombies start coming out of the water, and you got to mow them down with the machine guns that are there. And it's kind of a cool little thing, a cool little way to start off the map. I kind of liked it. It's not that big of a deal, but I thought it was a nice little addition to throw in there. I could see how it could get annoying every time you start having to do that, but overall, not that big of a deal. I thought it was kind of cool. Now, the map is going to feel like really big and confusing when you first get in there because there's a lot of different pathways and a lot of doors. But once you kind of go around, open up all the doors, explore the map a little bit, you're going to realize that it's actually pretty small and it's a pretty tight and cramped map overall. There's only a few areas, I would say, where you can really train or run around successfully. And for the most part, it's just a bunch of different pathways. And like I said, very tight and cramped. Everything is really connected, though. And it's easy to get from one place to the other once you have a good idea of where everything is at. Now, as for how the map looks, it's got a very World War II feel, obviously. It's basically just a bunch of bunkers and trenches is what it feels like, all it is. There's a few other rooms that are kind of different, which is the U-boat room down in the basement, which is where a lot of the Easter egg happens. And then there's that secret ritual room with the statue and all the sacrifices and everything. Those are kind of the two rooms that are a little bit different from everything else. For the most part, it's just a bunch of bunkers, and it just, like I said, very World War II-like, which is obvious since it's World War II Zombies. But the one thing that I was kind of disappointed about was that the outside parts of the map where you can't actually get to look cooler than the map itself. I kind of wish they would have made those playable because there's some really cool areas down below that you can't actually get to that look like they would make a really good Zombies map. So it's kind of sad that you can't get to those and play on them, but I guess that's just how it goes. Now, there also is a new feature in this map, which is the fog that happens every couple of rounds. And when you get this fog, you're also going to get one of these creepy spider zombies with it. Now, it doesn't happen the first time the fog shows up, but I think it might be after the second time or on the second time. I don't exactly remember. But yeah, the spider zombies are freaking annoying, and the fog is super blinding, and it actually makes it kind of scary. Like, you cannot really tell where you're at. Like, you can't barely see right in front of you. The camo on your gun is almost invisible, and it's just really hard to see, and it does kind of make it a little bit scary and whatnot, but I did find that after a while it gets a little bit annoying. As for some other new features, there's the new wonder weapon, which is like a saw gun type thing, and it's pretty easy to build and pretty easy to upgrade, and it's really cool how they had you use it in the Easter egg to kind of like harvest zombie spines. It's pretty gross, but it's actually really awesome. But besides that, it's kind of lacking in general use. It's kind of just plain in comparison to other wonder weapons we've had in the past. It's still nice, and especially nice that you can build it really easily, but overall, it's not that great of a gun. And then besides that, there's a few new guns. There's this 9mm pistol, which is really awesome. It absolutely annihilates zombies when you pack-a-punch it. But besides those things, there's nothing else new in the map. There's no new perks, no new pack-a-punch camo, no new mods or consumables. The max ammo round is completely the same. They brought back the whistling, the Hammer Boy zombies, and that's all there is. There's nothing else new besides the spider zombie, a few new guns, and the new wonder weapon. And that's probably my biggest complaint about this map, is that the lack of new stuff. Especially I was expecting mods or consumables, something like that, to throw in there, because they usually throw in something new like that. When we had Black Ops 3, it was new Gobblegums, and then when we had IW, it was the new Fate and Fortune cards, and in this one, we're getting nothing, none of that. So that is my biggest complaint, is just not a whole lot of new content in this map, which really does kind of suck. And since the map is basically just World War II bunkers and paths, it's kind of boring, to be honest. So it just feels a little bit lackluster all around. Now, as for my favorite thing about the map, that is obviously the main Easter egg. This is a great main Easter egg. It's well thought out. The steps are fun and they make sense and they have good rewards. The boss fight is a blast, even though it's really hard. And overall, the story of it is pretty cool. If you dig deep enough and really look into it, it's really just awesome Easter egg all the way around. I can tell they definitely took some time to improve the Easter egg, and that's obviously where they put all of their time in this map, was the main Easter egg. And I'm glad, because you need a good main Easter egg. So it is good that they knocked this one out of the park. I really do enjoy it, but it is super freaking hard, especially on solo. This Easter egg sucks ass. It is extremely hard, and you really need to be a good player to be able to beat it. Now, the only complaint I have about the story aspect and the main Easter egg and everything are the cutscenes. They're pretty boring, to be honest. They're a little bit underwhelming. Not a whole lot happens. The ending one is cooler than the beginning one, I think, but still, overall, not a whole lot happens, and they're just kind of lacking something. They're missing something, I don't know. They just need a little more excitement in them, maybe a little more obvious story aspects to them. I'm not really sure, but there's just something about them that are a little bit underwhelming, which does kind of suck, because cutscenes are one of those things that everybody always looks forward to, and so far these cutscenes have been kind of crap, so that kind of sucks. But overall, I thought this map was fine. I mean, the Easter egg was really good, and it felt improved from the last one. I could tell that they did some work on how they do their Easter eggs, and I think it definitely paid off. But honestly, in my opinion, besides that, if you're not an Easter egg player and you only play strictly solo, this map is a total snooze fest and probably not worth your time. I was playing solo the other night, just killing zombies, wasn't doing the Easter egg, and I got to like round 25, and then I just quit because I didn't feel like playing anymore. So I don't know, this map just isn't really clicking for me when you're not doing the Easter egg or you're by yourself. I'm not sure if that's lack of new things in the map or what. I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter completely sucking off the devs over this map and saying how much replayability it has and how this is the greatest zombies map since Treyarch, and I think that's a freaking stretch. The Easter egg, yeah, hell yeah, it's really good. Might be one of the better ones we've had in a while, but overall the map is not that great. The replayability is just not there, and if you disagree with me, then just give it a couple of months and see if people are still playing this map, because I highly doubt it. If people aren't going to go back to do the Easter egg, they're definitely not going to go back to just play this map. It's not that great. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on the new World War II Zombies DLC 1 map, The Darkest Shore. Make sure again to tell me down in the comments below what you thought about the map. Maybe you guys have a different opinion than me, but there's something about the map, besides the Easter egg, of course, was just not clicking for me. So that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I better be seeing you in the next one. Catch you later.